A group called the U.S. Election Integrity Plan is sending armed individuals door to door in certain areas of Colorado to find voter fraud. Because, you know, if you want to find evidence of voter fraud, you go to the person's house and you just ask them if they committed voter fraud while they see that you have a gun on you. Well, apparently that's what this group is doing, according to new reports. The group, of course, is led by a man by the name of Sean Smith, and Sean Smith happens to be a very close ally of MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell and, of course, Steve Bannon. So Smith is sending his little troops out there, armed for some reason, to minority communities in Colorado to knock on their doors and ask them who they voted for. Are you legally allowed to vote? Basically interrogate, which amounts to intimidation and harassment of these individuals. And then, of course, the kicker is they're also taking photographs around their homes, taking pictures of the homes, taking pictures anywhere they can of these people in an attempt to find voter fraud. Now that makes absolutely no sense. Which, of course, is why several groups, including local chapter of the NAACP and the League of Women Voters, have sued the U.S. Election Integrity Plan under the KKK Act, because they believe that these individuals are not just violating the KKK Act, but also the Voting Rights Act by intimidating and harassing these individuals in an attempt to keep them from voting, from participating in future elections. And to be honest, you know, my interpretation of what is happening here based on these reports about what these people are doing, if you show up at somebody's house, gun on your hip, one of them was even wearing a fake badge, according to the reports, and you start questioning people about, are you allowed to vote? Is this your legal residence? Or where's your precinct? Who did you vote for? That is nothing short of harassment in my book. Of course, that's going to be up for the courts to determine. But this is exactly what people like Steve Bannon and Mike Lindell have been wanting. We have seen it in other states as well. Maybe not necessarily showing up with a gun on your hip. You know, that to me is probably the ultimate intimidation, right? It's one thing to knock on somebody's door and start asking these questions, right? That's obnoxious and that could be harassment. When you have a visible weapon on you, then it's intimidation. There's no reason for that to happen. These people are not police officers. They're not with any official entity whatsoever, just this little U.S. election integrity plan. And I believe they shouldn't just be sued for this, they should be prosecuted. Like, that's what needs to happen. They need to be prosecuted for this. So let me go ahead and just issue a statement here to anybody that may live in an area where this is happening. Again, it's happened in Florida. It's now happening in Colorado. It's happened in a couple other Midwest states. If somebody knocks on your door and wants to ask you questions about how you voted or whether or not you're legally allowed to vote, one, you either call the police and have them removed from your property, or two, you do not answer the door. If you want to converse with them just to make sure they're not, you know, an official, you know, from the state or law enforcement, ask them if they have a badge, ask them if they have a warrant, ask them who they are with. And then again, unless they have a warrant, you don't open that door. You don't answer any questions. If they pull out a phone and start taking pictures of your home, you call the police immediately. Right? You get a good description of these individuals. You write down tag numbers. You do whatever you have to do to make sure each one of these individuals is apprehended and accounted for and faces justice. Because the letter of the law is very clear. And what these individuals are doing, based on these reports and based on the law, appears to be 100% illegal. Hey everyone. This is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.